The ping pong balls dropped the Detroit Pistons' way, and fans across the Motor City cheered as the team took home the #1 overall pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. And with it, no surprise here, they selected Oklahoma State star Cade Cunningham in the hopes that he could be the man to lead their franchise over the next decade. But the arrival of Cade has overshadowed one player who I think will be the X factor for the Pistons next season. This video explains who that player is and what he needs to do in order to help the Pistons reach their full potential. Guys, thanks for tuning into the channel today. My name is Troy, and this is the Half Court Report. If you love the NBA like I do, then drop a like to help support the content that I got going. Subscribe if you're new for some of the best NBA videos on YouTube today. So it's the offseason, another offseason video for you. This one is all about Detroit basketball. Be sure you stay tuned to the end of this video as well, because I'm going to give you my prediction on where I think the Pistons are going to finish in the 2021-2022 season. So let's get to it. And while the Pistons are still in a rebuild, a franchise changer like Cade Cunningham is going to make that rebuild a whole lot shorter and a whole lot easier to swallow. Who knows, with Cade leading the way, he could lead the Pistons to a possible play-in tournament berth in the Eastern Conference. That would be pretty cool. Still, though, the star rookie isn't the Pistons' X factor for this upcoming season. It's not even Jerami Grant, who was the Pistons' leading scorer last year. It's not even super sophomores Isaiah Stewart or Saddiq Bey. But it is one of their fellow second-year players. Detroit's X factor this upcoming year is going to be sophomore guard Killian Hayes. With all that's happened to the Pistons over the last year, it's kind of easy to forget Hayes. Maybe he got lost in the shuffle. But the Pistons had high hopes for Killian Hayes when they took him with the #7 overall pick in 2020. But despite being their highest selected pick from a year ago, the young point guard wound up becoming the only player from Detroit's rookie class to not make an all-rookie team. Saddiq Bey, who was drafted 19th, and Isaiah Stewart, who was drafted 16th, made the first and second teams respectively. Hayes, though, he was never really able to find his footing in the NBA. The 20-year-old missed more than 2/3 of the regular season due to a pretty nasty hip injury. He suffered a torn labrum in his right hip. That happened 7 games into his NBA career. This forced him to sit out 41 straight games. And once he did come back, Hayes, unsurprisingly, never fully found his rhythm and finished with meager averages of 6.8 points, 5.3 assists, and 35% shooting from the field in 26 games. In fact, there remains lingering questions as to how the injury is going to impact Hayes' career long term. Nonetheless, the Pistons should still view Hayes as a key part of their future as they move forward. In many ways, this upcoming season might even determine whether or not Hayes has what it takes to be one of the centerpieces of this franchise alongside Cade Cunningham. Because after all, Killian Hayes did show flashes of what he's capable of, and there's a reason why the Pistons took him so high in the draft. He's got all the tools, as they say. He's got the strengths that if he could eventually put everything together, the guy could be a legit star in this league. What has stood out most from Killian Hayes so far in his career is his ability to facilitate and create for others. Yeah, turnovers were one of his issues as a rookie, but I think that's expected with most young point guards. Along with that, though, he showcased great playmaking chops. And the way he delivered some of his passes were a thing of beauty. Given that he didn't get to play much due to injuries, Killian Hayes should be able to clean up his turnovers eventually as he continues learning the NBA game. He's not the fastest player on the court, but his craftiness as a ball handler, shot maker, and shot creator are going to be his main advantage throughout his career. In some ways, his game compares to D'Angelo Russell of the Minnesota Timberwolves, with the way that he plays at his own pace and uses this to his advantage in order to get to his spots. Unlike D'Angelo Russell, though, Hayes has also shown great potential on the defensive end. Let's just call him Angelo Russell, because there's no D, all right? But with Hayes, his aggressiveness and effort on the defensive end of the floor makes him stand out. He's got active hands, good size, and great length, which makes him a disruptive pest on the perimeter. You may even remember it took D'Angelo Russell a little bit of time to find his footing in the NBA, and that caused some fans to label him an early bust, very similar to Killian Hayes. Russell, though, is now an all-star, so by that same token, might just be a matter of time before Hayes figures it out too. I've said it before, we've all said it, point guards generally take a little bit longer to adjust to the NBA, and by all accounts, Hayes is a hard worker, he's got a high basketball IQ, and all that bodes well. So I think the way he performs this season just may prove how good he can eventually be. And that'll give the Pistons an idea if he is indeed going to be a key piece to their team. And if Hayes takes a massive leap this season, would not be shocking if Detroit somehow finds itself in the thick of that play-in tournament berth. Regardless, the backcourt of Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham is going to be electric. So what's my prediction? Well, Pistons fans, I will say I'm a huge fan of the roster overhaul that Troy Weaver has done for this team. I think another year of internal improvement is going to make the Pistons a dangerous young team who is going to be lots of fun to see play night after night. Still, though, it's difficult for young teams to stay locked in all 4 quarters of a game. Plus, it's especially hard for young teams to win on the road. I see the Pistons as a much improved team, but I also see them as near the bottom of the Eastern Conference. And if they even sniff winning 30 games, that should be considered a successful season. Guys, let me know in the comments what you expect from this Detroit team. Drop your team predictions in the comments and be sure to leave a like to help support the channel. Be sure to subscribe for some of the best NBA content you're going to find on YouTube. Make sure you click those boxes on the screen for more NBA videos. Have a great day, and I will catch you next time on the Half Court Report.